Hello, this is Adam Watson at Watson EdTech, and I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite video slash flipped slash blended learning kind of tools, which is EDpuzzle. As you can see here from edpuzzle.com, it's going to ask us if we want to register or sign up. It's going to ask about being in a teacher mode or a student mode. I have already created an account. Notice that when I'm logging in, it also asks if I'm going to be logging in as a teacher or a student. That has some intriguing possibilities that obviously you'd register and normally go in here as a teacher, but if you as a teacher wanted to be a student in someone else's environment, for example, maybe I'd create some flipped classroom professional development and you wanted to come into my class that I give you an assignment for, that would give you an opportunity to play dual roles. But we're going to log in as a teacher today. Put in our password. One of the great things is with EDpuzzle is that if you already have an Edmodo account, then you can use those credentials to log in, so you don't have to create a separate account. That could be great for students especially, and as you saw, another option was also to use your Google account credentials. Once you're logged in as a teacher, I just want to show you a little environment of what this looks like as far as the sound. We hope that this is going to come through the speakers. We're going to find out at the end of this recording here, but I think we're going to do good. I'm going to show you one that I have created. Notice that in terms of a teacher dashboard, that once you create a video, you basically give it as homework assignment to the students in your class. Your class that is created in EDpuzzle will have a certain class code that students need to know when registering on their side of the fence. As students watch the video and answer the questions and other information that you annotate on the video, that information actually comes to you, I believe, in real time. You definitely have an opportunity to see the results of those answers and run reports if you like. I'm going to go to my content up here, however, because I want to preview what this actually looks like. So I'm going to play this tutorial. And what will happen is when I hit play, one of the interesting features of EDpuzzle is that it gives you a chance to give a audio note. So you're going to hear me narrate a little bit at the beginning. Of course, you could put this anywhere inside at whatever time stamp you want for the video. The video itself is something I found on YouTube. It's probably a popular one. You could upload your own videos, and there are other options and other places where you can grab videos as well. So lots of options there. Here we go. Hello, this is Mr. Watson. We are about to read The Great Gatsby the next few days here in class, a great American classic novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Before we read the book, though, I thought we would use the trailer to the most recent movie adaptation of The Great Gatsby as a way of anticipating and thinking about the book to come. So be ready as you watch this for some stopping points where I'll ask you some questions to consider. And with that, our trailer or video is going to begin. Notice the marker right here that's advancing along. It'll continue to do that until it hits this next stopping point.
1922. The tempo of the city had changed sharply. The buildings were higher. The parties were bigger. The morals were looser and the liquor was cheaper. The restlessness approached hysteria.
Shall we?
All right, so some things to point out. First off, the great thing about this is that students cannot fast forward. The very first time that they watch the video, they have to watch it in real time. They can't skip ahead to all the questions. So they're going to have to experience the video, or at the very least, they're going to have to hit play and sit back. The second thing is that this would give me an option of making this full screen. Probably normally I would do that, but for the sake of the demo, I'm going to leave that be. And as it came to this point, it asked us this first question. Now, because we're in a demo mode, because I'm a teacher looking at material I've already created, I can't actually answer these questions. It's going to just let me see what they are. But the idea of it is that we have just a multiple choice kind of question. What decade does a story take place? I'm going to see if it'll let you. This is a new thing. We're going to submit 1920s here. Okay, that is correct, and we are going to continue on. So in the demo mode, it used to not allow us that, but I can see now that that is allowing it, which is good. You can see how the interaction really works. Let's continue.
Who is this Gatsby?
Do you know him?
Oh, Mr. Gatsby doesn't exist.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
I beg your pardon. Mr. Gatsby would like to speak to you. Alone.
And we come to our next stopping point. Here's an open response kind of question. Think of our title. What do you think makes someone great? Do you think calling Gatsby great is a compliment, a sarcastic comment, an ironic curse? Again, we can enter information here, or we can skip because it's in the demo mode, and I'm going to go ahead and do that.
I'm certainly glad to see you again.
Certainly glad to see you as well. When I made the pleasure of Mr. Gatsby's acquaintance, I discovered a man of fine breeding.
Very interesting. Everything all right?
Oh, yes. Love is blindness. I don't want to see. Once you wrap the night.
You always look so cool. The man in the cool, beautiful shirts.
She has to tell him she never loved him.
All right, our next stopping point. Here's another example of how you can use this. Basically, this is just a reflective text box or commentary, but notice one of the things that's nice here is that you can insert a hyperlink. So what I've said is there's a little connection. Go to this particular website and see the section on the seal block where it talks about the Roaring Twenties. And again, let's say if I'm looking at this as a flipped experience, for example, I would hope that the students would gather that information. The expectation would be that they'd have some facts and some things and some wonders and some ahas to come back in and have a class discussion the following day. We're going to continue.
I've just heard the most shocking thing. It all makes sense.
Will you come on, sport? We need you.
I wish we could just run away.
Mr. Gatsby, sir.
Not now.
Love is blindness. I wanna see what you wrap the night around me.
Now, again, this shows you the power of being able to freeze the frame at exactly the timestamp you want. In this very brief, for just a second or two moment of the trailer, it has the iconic image of T.J. Eckelberg's spectacles that is described, also on the original print cover of The Great Gatsby. So while the students are able to freeze frame, basically, and they're looking at this exact scene, an exact frame and moment, I have more text information here. We have a little quote from our lovely novel. And then at the end, it's going to be an open response question. I think of the song playing through the background of this trailer as well as this image. How might eyes, particularly the billboard's eyes in particular, be symbolic? We're going to now submit. Okay, please answer all the questions. Sorry, we can skip.
What kind of a row are you trying to cause in my house? Get the hell out of here!
I wish I'd done everything on earth with you.
And we come to our last stopping point here. Make a prediction. What do you think the story might be about? I might describe what kind of person Gatsby is based on what you see in this trailer. Again, an open response. Hopefully, this is another good stopping point to say this. You can see that the power of this is beyond just a multiple choice question. It's really using true thinking strategies for students to make connections, to think critically, to think creatively as far as ways to interact with the video. It is so much better, really, than just playing this video and just having them sit passively and watch the content. That's the point of this. It's a really active learning opportunity for the students. We'll finish playing this out. And there it ends. So,
hello, this is Mr. Watson.
And it's starting all over again.
The Great Gatsby the next few days here in class.
I'm going to go ahead and stop that here. So the point here is that the student could watch it again if they just want to watch the information, but all of their answers have been submitted. One of the teacher options is that if a student came to you and said, "Oh, it was late. I think I went through that too quickly. Could I answer that in a better way or in a different way?" You are able to reset the student's assignment so that they could interact with the video for what would seem to be for the first time and resubmit the answers to those questions. And really, this is basically just meant to be an introduction to EDpuzzle and its power, and that's all that I meant to do in this video. There are certainly some management functions as far as creating and annotating, but it's actually very easy. It's actually one of the more user-friendly video annotation kind of websites and tools that I've come across. So I do highly recommend it, and I hope that this gave you a great introduction to the power and the ability of using EDpuzzle in your classroom. Thanks so much.